Alright, hey guys, so we're going to be making a Pokemon game and tutorial. This is going to be how to do everything that you're going to need to know. Now, I have this entire side of my screen right here are all files that you need all of them except for technically 3. If you're going to be using a PSP with the Pokemon game that you choose, then we're going to be using gpSP. Which is an emulator for your PSP. If you want to use the computer, you have Visual Boy Advance here, and you can just load the games which are down here. I have actually 2 of them we're going to be using. The other one's just for me. And then the 2 programs that we're actually going to be using to edit the Pokemon games themselves are Advanced Map and Advanced Starter. So the first step in making a Pokemon game is getting all of these files. Okay, not all of them, but if you catch my drift, most of them. Now, I'm gonna take a segment really quick to explain clean ROMs. These 2 files right here, there's Pokemon Sapphire and Pokemon Leaf Green. Around the internet, I mean, I've been editing Pokemon games for a long time. There's always going to be copies of these games, but eventually they're gonna run out. Fire Red always has problems with saving, and I like to save my games without using save states. So Leaf Green is the best choice for the Fire Red Leaf Green series, and for the Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, honestly Ruby or Sapphire works. Emerald is kind of the same way as Fire Red because too many people have messed with it and the batteries have ran dry and the files are all weird. So these 2 are what I would prefer. They're the cleanest ROMs possible. Now when we're going to make the actual game, what you're going to want to do is make a new folder, entitle it well, you can title it whatever. You're going to be making a game. So let's say I chose Pokemon Blue Sapphire. You would copy the original GBA game that you get, because these are considered clean ROMs. You do not want to edit these. If you don't want to re-download these constantly, like if you make a mistake in Advanced Map or something, always copy it and put it in your folder, and the game that's in this folder is what you're going to be using to edit with. So clean ROMs, that's pretty much step 1. We always have to have clean ROMs. So once you've done that, you're pretty much all set to go with that portion of it. Now what you're going to need is to set up the Visual Boy Advance so that you can check your game as you progressively complete it. So once you get this rare, you're going to open it and you're just going to drag the Game Boy application here onto the desktop. You won't have this file. It'll be created automatically when you launch this. And just to use this, you would go open, or no, let's see. Yeah, okay, you would go to open, and then Pokemon Blue Sapphire is the one I would be testing and all that, and you just open it, and you can make it whatever size you want. Doesn't matter. And by the way, Z and X are A and B, in case you can't figure that out. So yeah, A and B is actually Z and X. And this is basically a Visual Boy Advance for the PSP. I call it me because this is actually a version that I kind of configure myself using. It's actually based off of Kai, the original Kai emulator, and it has the original BIOS, which you can't delete. And the good thing about this emulator is there's no folders and dragging and dropping. All save files, configuration files, and like these for example, you drop them in. There is no folders or anything. You just drop them in and you'll be able to play them. So it's pretty straightforward. You just drop them in the folder and go. And there's an e-boot. So you put that in the game folder. Now, pretty much I'm going over the files. That's what this entire video is just going over these files. So we're not going to actually get to the editing just yet, which is these two. These two up here, in which I haven't actually told you anything about, these I'm giving you optionally because I don't deal with scripting, and scripting is basically when you create, like, let's say a text in the game. To have somebody say something, you need to learn scripting, and scripting is going to come from this. I mean, there are tons of tutorials on how to script. I find it to be a long process, and I'm just going to be showing you how to make a game the simple way without much thought, I guess. And Shinyzer is to make shiny Pokemon, but again, it involves scripting, so these two are optional for more advanced scripters, I guess, in order to use those. So those are all of the files. I will have links to these two clean ROMs, all of the files up here, and Visual Boy Advance. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total files. You're only going to need one ROM. Remember the copy and paste trick. You can use the PC emulator or the PSP or both. And well, that's pretty much it for the file portion. So just that was explained. Next video is going to be, we're going to get into advanced map and editing. So stick around for that, guys.